Who are the people holding power in Iran? Well, the clerics, the Guardian Council, but the men who actually rule on a day-to-day basis are the men with the guns, the Revolutionary Guard and the Basij. These are the ideologically committed shock troops of the Islamic Republic. My next guest was one of the founders of the fearsome Revolutionary Guard, a close associate of Ayatollah Khomeini, the regime's founder. But when Mohsen Sazegara tried to run for president in 2001, he was blocked. The council did not like his then reformist opinions. He is now a scholar and an activist living here in the United States. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Let me ask you first, tell us about the Revolutionary Guard. This was an outfit created because Ayatollah Khomeini did not trust the army, was not sure the army would be faithful to the Islamic Republic. Is that right?
Not exactly, because right after victory of revolution, army was destroyed somehow, and we needed time to reorganize the army. But the main idea behind the Revolutionary Guard was a people army to defend the country, to mobilize the people for guerrilla wars to defend the country, and of course, prevent any military coup in the country.
Well, but that suggests what I'm saying. I mean, the army is meant to protect the country. The reason you have to create a parallel army is that you don't trust the army.
No, as I said, on those days, we had the problem of reorganizing the army, but you're right, because we had the bitter experience of coup against Dr. Mohsen Sazegara, national Prime Minister in 1953.
And who are these people? Are they just regular Iranians? Are they ideologically committed to the revolution? How should we think of the Revolutionary Guard?
This Revolutionary Guard is quite different from that Revolutionary Guard that we founded. I'm one of the writers of the Charter of Revolutionary Guard. Right now, this Revolutionary Guard is a strange and I believe a unique organization, because it's like a political party, it's like an intelligence service, it's like a huge company involved in lots of businesses, and they have organized a special division under the intelligence division of Revolutionary Guard, which are famous as white shirts in Iran, to attack to the people like the fascist political parties. I mean, this Revolutionary Guard is something that, like a monster, I can say, have taken over all things in the country.
And in effect, they are running the country now, right?
Somehow, but it's very famous now in Iran that they are behind this coup after the election in Iran, and they are close to son of Ayatollah Mujtaba. And what I can say is some part of Revolutionary Guard, they don't agree with whatever is going on. A small faction, but in the leadership of Revolutionary Guard is involved.
What is the difference between the Revolutionary Guard and the Basij? The Basij are the kind of paramilitary organization we often see in video clips. Explain that difference.
Revolutionary Guard consists of 5 forces. 3 forces are like the classic armies: ground force, navy, and Air Force. But Revolutionary Guard has 2 more forces: Quds Force, which is in charge of the out of Iran actions and activities, and Basij Force. Basij Force is a militia of Revolutionary Guard, which in every mosque in Iran, more than 13,000 mosques all around the country, in every university, every place, they have a, what they call it, a resistance base of Basij. And not all of them, but a special division again inside Basij, they have been trained to confront the people.
And how many Revolutionary Guards are there, and how many Basij?
Revolutionary Guard is around 120,000 staff, but Basij, they claim that they are more than 12 million. I don't believe that. I have heard the real figure is about 500,000 all around the country.
And do you think that they will crack down even harder now? Because presumably, in order to shut this down, you're going to have to arrest people, associates of Rafsanjani, associates of Mousavi. Are they going to be able to crack down at that level?
I don't think so. Of course, it depends on the management and the actions of the opposition as well. Today, Mousavi announced for civil resistance. And it depends on us how to have to manage the civil resistance of the nation in front of these actions of revolutionary guard and coup government. And it depends on the international community how to isolate this coup government.
You knew Mousavi when he was prime minister. You worked with him.
Yeah.
What kind of a man is he?
He's a noble man. He's a mild man. He's really a peaceful man. And even if you talk to Mousavi, you very soon you find that he is a peaceful and mild man, and he doesn't want to go for any violent actions. This is the reason that he has several times repeated that please march peaceful, non-violent, but frankly speaking, I didn't expect him to be so much firm and strong, and he has repeated several times that I have promised the people to keep their vote, and I stay with the nation to give their votes back.
One more element of this regime that you're familiar with is the Evin prison, which is where many of the journalists who have been arrested without any charges are supposed to be held. What is that prison like? A Canadian photographer who was imprisoned there in 2003 was eventually tortured to death.
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with Evin prison. I've been imprisoned in that prison 4 times totally, and there are several divisions in Evin prison. This is like a city. This is a very big place, and 2 divisions in Evin prison. One is controlled by Ministry of Intelligence, Division 209, and the other one is under control of Revolutionary Guard, Division 325. Both of them are prisons in prison. They are independent, and they don't report whoever they have arrested to the police of the Evin, and they do whatever they want behind the walls, inside the walls of Evin prison. And now more than 800 politicians, journalists, aides of Mousavi and Karoubi have been arrested, and many of them are my old friends, and I we really worry about their health. Some of them, like Saida Hajjarian, is paralyzed. He was a victim of a conspiracy during reform movement, and he's on wheelchair. And we have heard many bad news about them.
You knew Mousavi well. There are many people who say, look, this is not a great reformer. This is a man who was prime minister during one of the Islamic Republic's most hardline periods. This is a guy who was very anti-American, very anti-Western. Don't look at him as a standard bearer of reform. What do you say to them? We were a generation. I'm from the generation of Islamic Revolution. We were a generation, revolutionary generation, that we were anti-U.S., anti-Western civilization, and revolutionary ideology. But I, like many other people from my generation, we have been transferred from a revolutionary ideology version of Islam to a democratic and liberal version of Islam, from a maximal theory of religion to a minimal theory of religion. So as far as I know, Mousavi has been changed like many other people in my generation. Mohsen, thank you very much. Pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
And we will be back.